Good morning, guys. It is Wednesday morning and we got a lot to do today. Davey has got a piece of cardboard and he's gonna draw this, cut this out here, that shape, so we can block all them holes we had to draw. Yeah, to get that piece of metal on the inside out. Drill. I meant drill and I said drill. Anyway, so we're gonna cover up all those holes that ain't needed with a piece of sheet metal. Alright, so we got the downpipe on the turbo. Now we're going to work on getting the exhaust on before we try to set the cab on it and start making mounts. Making videos. We got the turbo downpipe on and the exhaust on. So now we are probably gonna start trying to set the cab and actually get it mounted. Get the mounts made and stuff to set the cab on the frame. It'll be interesting. Let's do this.
Alright. Now we gotta put them rollers on it because I know it needs to come this way a smidge. Or that way. Looking at it, it's gotta go that way a little.
Getting this pushed is gonna be difficult. Oh, that's gonna push out.
Ready?
Yep, 1, 2, 3, go.
Alright. Get her down closer and look at her.
I'll miss mouse and all that. Definitely need to come this way.
Back your way?
Yep. I think. You look at it.
Yeah, we're hitting the exhaust. Oh yeah. No? Yeah, that way. There you go. Went too far, didn't we? Alright. Let's look. Make sure. Yep. Let's do the back a little bit. Just a little.
Okay.
One more. Move?
No, we're bouncing back towards you. I don't think we moved. Do you?
Still not center. And we like a good inch. I feel like the truck's sitting like this though still. I feel like the back needs to come around. I don't know. Either way, gotta go backwards.
I'm talking about
difficult.
from this to the frame. This gap's a lot bigger than that one.
Gotta be careful too. We got all that weight on them steps. Yours could be prowled out 2 inches compared to mine. Something hit.
Somebody go back some.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna go back up. We're hitting something. Oh yeah. Well,
What were we hitting?
the
Exhaust.
cross member on the tranny. That's about as far as we're gonna get to go down. Man, if the tires, look how close we are. There's the cab mount right there.
Yeah. We got
My thoughts is now that I see that, we're gonna try and use that cab mount.
Finally.
So I'm thinking
We gotta make sure that tire's in the right spot too.
I don't know. It's brainstorming.
Alright, so we are gonna take one of the fenders off the front clip of the C60 since they are shaped a little different. The wheel wells are a lot wider on the C60. So we're gonna do that now and then put it on the truck to make sure that our wheels are lined up with the wheel wells. That's a lot. Our wheels are lined up with the wheel wells so it don't look stupid because we want it done right. So we're gonna do that.
But we also want it the motor as close to the firewall as possible.
Right.
That's why she's saying don't want to look stupid. We don't want to move the motor. We've said that. That's why we're going to put a fender up. Because if that tire looks like it's way too far back, we got to figure something else out.
Yeah. All right, we got the fender off of the front clip, so now we are going to put it on.
Not easy.
No, it's not easy. Where am I holding that?
Down. Steps being pinned.
Pretty dang good. What?
It could actually go back a smidge more if needed, but it don't need.
Let me go back
That
in.
is dead in the middle.
We probably won't show y'all, but rims and tires are supposed to be delivered today.
Just the back ones.
Oh, never mind. Davey said just the back ones are out for delivery, but we should in the next 2-3 days, all those should be coming in, but they won't go on probably until last.
We like to keep the rims and tires till the end because that's the coolest thing. Rims and tires go pow.
Yeah, you're like, everyone look at me like, ooh, I don't like those. That don't look that good. You throw a set of rims and tires on it though,
Skadoosh.
it's a whole different truck.
Skadoosh.
Wanna measure that?
Well, we got a lot of moving to do, so I know we're gonna be inch and a half. Yesterday with the C10 fender, I said center was 3 inches.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was actually back too far, but I said we could live with 3 inches. We needed to be at 4. With these fenders,
Still, we're in front of the fan, where the front of the fan is. That's about where that's at now. So there's plenty of room for the radiator. Hopefully.
not plenty,
Yeah.
but there's room.
Here, when I say plenty, it'll fit. We'll make it fit.
Man, you couldn't ask for a better lineup
Only,
and look good.
yeah. Just gotta figure out which cab mount where it needs to be.
Ask for a better, I mean, we hit dead on.
I know.
Like they're so dead on.
What if? Hear me out. Hear me out. What if we pull this off? You add to this. We move it, which you can add backwards too. You know, if you need to come out, which you might not need to come out. But add to it this way, and then move that mount there, and then build like a block more or less to go in between it. So Davey is cutting 3-inch angle iron right now, so he's gonna make 3 inches for both front mounts. We are gonna use the factory Dodge mounts that were already there, because I mean, when I say the bolts coming in from the cab, the body mount bolts are literally like ½ an inch off of lining up with the holes, but we are gonna have to move it over that much to get it to work. So we're gonna use the angle iron and do a box piece kind of on top to make our mount. So that's what he's doing now, cutting those. You want the pliers or cut off wheel? All right, so what we're doing now is we're cutting out steel to weld on top of that angle iron to give us a solid mount on both sides. I'm gonna pinch it. Oh, that's hot.
All right, while I'm doing this, you take and clean these up real good.
Okay.
All this here.
Yep.
Get that all. Go ahead and I'll
Get
be
that.
welding on the inside.
Grab my gloves. Where my gloves go?
I need this one. So every one of them's the same as this one. So you might wait till I'm done. I mean, I guess I could go ahead and make 4 marks. Maybe I won't burn them all.
Go ahead and get this one cleaned up though. All right, so Davey is getting them welded up now. I got them all cleaned up and ready to go. He's got to weld these 2, and then he's got 2 more to weld. All right, guys, so we got the front mounts made on, and they are tightened down. So we're gonna jump over and start working on the rear mount now. So we used the stock Dodge ones like I told y'all. We built our own little box here. We used the 2006 factory mount also, so the rubber's there. We just built our own little box to go up to the cab. But yeah, that's what it looks like. Now we're gonna move over and do the back mounts. But the back ones, we are not gonna be able to use the factory Dodge mounts on because they are up here and the Chevy mounts are back here. So they are probably about 3 or 4 inches away from each other. So we're just gonna have to make our own mount here over the frame and come up right here. Making sure the cab is level right now. All, front, back, side. We want to make sure it's level before we build the back mount. We're pretty much doing the same thing with the back of this cab as we did with farmhand and Clydesdale. We're going to build a piece, a big angle piece is going to go across there, and it's going to go down to the frame over there, it's going to go just down to the frame here, and then that's where we'll use for our body mount. So we'll take these ones in here, we'll take and put right here and then run both up into the original body mount bolt holes for the 66 on the back. Alright, so these are for our rear mount. This is the piece we made. We did use the 2006 Dodge mounts. We just took them off the factory mount spot so we could put them in this. So we're gonna run that piece across the back of here, and then we got pieces that'll go down and we will weld to the frame on both sides, and then we'll run both up through the cab in the factory 1964 cab mount spot. Davey is now getting the bracket that goes from the frame up to that cross piece we made for the body mount, getting it welded together and then welded to the frame. We got a lot of welding to do. Davey got these all welded up. I will clean these welds up and I will paint all that black probably. But yeah, the body is secure and under its own weight on the frame. We do not have the lift under it anymore.
Lurking better.
It's getting there.
Once again, we're tired. Anyways, I was just in here getting a feel for it. Dude, I'm liking it. But, yeah. Obviously, I still got to get that all mounted up. But I got full throttle. Ain't hitting the floorboard. My gear shifter's right here. 4x4 is going to be right beside it. Pretty cool. This is working out pretty good.
Alright guys, it's Tuesday evening. Oh, it's not Tuesday. I'm so messed up on my week. It is Wednesday evening, not Tuesday. It is Wednesday evening and we accomplished a lot today, I think. The cab is sitting on the frame and mounted down. We got the mounts done, everything complete.
Exhaust up. Well, we got the exhaust. Anyway, the V-band we got worked. We got the downpipe. We got the pipe all the way to the back of the cab. We're probably gonna run stacks on this. Yeah. If any of y'all got any 10-inch you want to sell reasonable, we don't want to spend the new price on them.
Yeah.
Man, they're crazy.
They are. So if anyone has a set of 10-inch stacks laying around, let us know.
Maybe even 8.
Yeah.
We don't really want to go 5 again. Not big enough for what we're doing.
Yeah.
But anyways, we still need parts, but there's a lot to do.
We did do this too. They had something funny rigged back down in there, so we went ahead and just blocked this off. These are the heater hose. We just blocked it off because it's summer. We don't need the heater right now. But yeah.
Yeah, and usually on these old trucks, you gotta buy a new heater core. We know where to get them. We know what size they are. We just don't see a point in putting it in right now. So we're not going to. If we sell it, the next guy can do it. But the heat always worked great in these old trucks, even in the summer, believe it or not.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Green Mile, we gotta undo its heat.
And the guy asked me if the air worked in Green Mile. The AC, it does in the winter. So, yeah, no, it don't.
No, it don't. But yeah, but we're gonna call it a night, go get showered, and find some food soon.
Yeah.
All right, good morning guys. It's Thursday morning and we are gonna get back working on Log Dog today.
Yeah, we're gonna try and get the clutch cylinder and brakes, the Hydro Boost mounted. Maybe start running the wires back in the cab. We'll see where we get. Mainly.
All right, so I put some fire mat stuff that we ordered, fire mat blanket, over some of the wiring in the motor. So Davey is going to cut holes out.
There, I'm gonna drill them holes out. hard to cut bigger than the hole.
I don't understand why they wrapped it the way they wrapped it.
Huh?
I don't understand why they wrapped it the way they wrapped the wires.
Put it back in.
I don't want.
Wiggle that. Okay. I need to get the brake pedal rod pushed on.
We got the hydro boost for the brake mounted and the clutch one mounted also. Davey's getting in the cab now to hook up the pedals. Got to put the clip on them and stuff. Yeah, moving right along. All right, we're going to start putting this wiring in the cab. A lot of wiring here now that I look at it. All right, so now Davey is working. We put the wiring harness we took out from under the 2006 dash. We are putting in the 64 cab now. All them wires Davey's messing with now, all that hooks to the steering column and stuff, so the key and stuff will work. The wire we just ran into the cab, most of that plugs into that wiring harness also. This stuff here in the middle that's taped up, that's not being used because that's to the radio and stuff, but we did have to bring in the body control module, which is right over here. We got to get that mounted up also. Yeah, there's a ground out here. I gotta find.
Oh no.
So before we get any farther with wiring and stuff, like putting it together anymore, we do want to make sure it starts again before we go any farther. We can try and start it now. You're dinging. I hear dinging. So we are going to start taking off everything on the front core support, get the radiator off, the intercooler off, all that, so we can get the intercooler to the 64 put on, start doing the inner fenders and stuff like that. Inner fenders. I know I slurred that, but start getting that put together and start kind of getting the front end put together because we can't mount any of the fuse box or anything until the inner fender is in it. So what we're gonna do.
together because we can put them on the truck together. That's not a big deal. Yeah. Davey already got one inner fender put on. We're going to work on the other one and get everything put where it needs to go on the inner fender. So it decided it was going to open up and storm. The electric flash went off and only 4 lights come back on in our shop.
Yeah. We think it blowed them, but we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got random lights here and there.
None in the back. Yeah. So we're going to keep working today. Maybe Friday or Saturday we'll figure that out because we're going to have to order them. Last time we went to Home Depot, they didn't even have them in stock for the other shop. So, yeah. It's going to be dark working in here for a minute, I guess. David's going to get up there and mess with them. I don't see them making all of them go out like that. Yeah. Well, David just checked them, blew every single one of them. He's getting current through them. That means the plugs are still working. Everything else come back on. I mean, the fan come back on, the compressor come back on. I went and checked everything in the house. It's on. Yeah. That's a gift from God. He said, I'll leave that one working so you can keep working. That's it. This is woo. Davey is building the front mount for the core support. We're going to use the factory 1964 mount where they put the mount. And then we're going to build a piece that goes down from the frame and across. And then we will put the rubber in between the two. All right, guys, it's Thursday evening, and wow, my hair. This weather, I'm telling you. The humidity versus the rain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta find some lights. Kind of hard to work in here. Anyway, we got the core support on, the grill, inner fenders. All we gotta do for the outer fenders is bolt them on. Before we do that and put them in the way, we're going to get the wires situated, build some battery boxes because we're gonna have to build them. But anyway.
Radiator, get that put in there.
Get the radiator in. We're calling it a day though.
Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna call it a day, and that's gonna be it for this video. So please like, comment, and subscribe.
Peace.
Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to go check us out on Facebook.